Come follow the brick wall. It's your girl Eva K, and I'm ready to eat. Hey, who ready to eat with me? Who ready to come bread with me? Let's break bread. Come break bread with me. Let's break bread. We about to eat this food and get fed. Come break bread with me. Let's break bread. Now bow your head, hey, cause we gotta say the grace, cause we about to eat. We about to eat. I can't wait to eat. Let's eat, big girls. Are you ready to eat? Come eat with me and let's talk. I want to get all in your business. What you gotta say? What you gotta say? I'm ready to laugh and I'm ready to play. Come on and break bread with your girl Eva K. Let's break bread. Okay? Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up with it, man?
Hey, guess who I got in the building?
Denny Rae'Kwon, Denzel Rae'Kwon Hendricks. You already know what it is, man.
The one and only. Denny Rae'Kwon. Let me tell you something. If y'all ain't heard this young man's music, you need to get on it.
For real, for real.
Okay, this is my nephew, you know, my older brother, that's his dad. But just greatness. My family is so full of greatness, and this young man is at the top.
Thank you for having me.
You hear me? I'm so happy you're here. We got snacks today. We got some little sour candies and some popcorn. With the little ranch. I'm trying to tell you on to something. The ranch.
And the tiger seasoning.
And the tiger seasoning.
Stay on deck, you know.
Yes, sir. So look, do I need to say my grace? I'm going to say it anyway.
Yeah, we can say it.
Okay. Now we thank you for our food, Father God, we thank you. Father God, we thank you. Amen. Amen. Okay. Denny.
What's up with it?
You know what? It's so weird me calling you Denny Rae'Kwon. I'm so used to calling you Denzel.
Right.
So, let me tell you something. How has it been since we've been on quarantine?
It's actually been very therapeutic, actually. Because I honestly get the chance to really sit down and unwind and focus on my inner self. And a lot of people don't understand, like, school can really take a mental toll on you.
Yes.
And being around the social aspect and being, like, overworked with distorted curriculum, I just get the time to just sit back and unwind and just make my music, continue to focus on what I got going on mentally, continue to just relax and just stay out the way, really.
So you have always been on a different level. Even when you was a little boy, your vocabulary has always been a little above average, way above average. And you always been, you know, into the arts and into the music.
Of course.
What gave you that love of music and of the arts?
Well, growing up, my mom and my dad.
Shout out to Kim.
Yes, my bird. You know what I mean? They were both musically inclined, you know, as I was growing up. So I've always been around music, and I've always been inspired by different artists like Anita Baker, Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill on my mom's side, and on my dad, it would be Tupac, Biggie Smalls. And my dad, you feel me, we had a studio in the house. Every house we moved to, we always had a studio. He would always teach me, oh, say it like this, do it like this. And I've always found a love for music because I just knew that was something I wanted to do. And just witnessing how people performed live or listening to what Tupac was talking about, it really led me to believe that you can really be an advocate for people who don't have a voice through music. And so that was one of my goals. And I feel like that's what I'm doing now. And now that I have that opportunity and now that I have a fan base and a platform where I can do that on, I feel like that gives me the opportunity to really strive for greatness and really do what I gotta do, you know?
So what kind of music do you make? Like, what lane are you in?
Really, I'm a very diverse person. I can make any type of music, but really, I'm more in the conscience, you know? Focusing on your mental and the problems that's going on in the world, the trauma, the distortion that we go through when it pertains to society. That's really the lane that I strive to be in, but I've always learned from my pops, like, you can't just always stay in one lane. Sometimes you gotta branch out.
Don't put yourself in a box.
Don't put yourself in a box.
You gotta get the stick out the box. So let me say, because we're gonna kind of get deep, because How can we find your music? Let's go there.
You can find my music on SoundCloud at Denny Rae'Kwon, DennyRae'Kwon. You can find my Instagram, Denny Rae'Kwon, the same thing.
And we're gonna put all that in the description box. So your music is so conscious to where you spill things that a lot of people would not talk about because they are ashamed of. So, and then one incident in particular about molestation.
Molestation, yes.
Being a young black boy, period, to explain and really pull your heart out on a song about being molested by another male. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
Only what you're comfortable with, because it's about your values. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. At the age of 7, I was molested by a dude. Well, I would not say his name, but it remains confidential. I was just traumatized, and it took me 9 years to tell my mom that I was molested. Bottling that for like so many years, it really messed with my mental. I had to go to therapy for it.
So you believe in therapy?
Yes, I became hypersexual, and a lot of people don't realize that 80 to 90% of people who get molested or raped or sexually abused, they become hypersexual and they become more susceptible to wanting sexual attention sometimes. And that's what sometimes I had to deal with that growing up. But really, I don't really let that define me though. I don't let my trauma define me.
Right. So with you being molested by a male, did that make you have feelings of wanting to be gay or be curious or any of that?
I mean, I've always been curious about my sexuality growing up, I would never want to be with a male. You feel me? Never.
Right.
I like females. I'm a female guy. You feel what I'm saying? I will always. You feel me? Let's get out of the way. You feel me? But yeah, it doesn't make me want to branch outside. You feel me? Of course, I've thought about it before, but I feel like that's everybody. Everybody's thought about their sexuality at some point in their life.
Especially when you're so young and that innocence is taken from you. That's selfish.
As an adolescent, that's selfish. For real.
That is so selfish. And see, as a mom of a 5-year-old, it makes you be a mama bear. Like, it really makes you, because we talked about it in depth, and we won't go too far into it, but we talked about it in just hearing that you being brave. Like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, you are brave. There's so many people that deal with that, especially in our community, and we sweep it under the rug. Yes. We can't keep sweeping it under the rug. In the Me Too movement, you didn't see males, especially young males, or you didn't really see a lot of black women, but they're here. Yeah. And you bottled it up for 9 years.
9 years. 9 years. And then I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? Like, there's people that are out here that are going through the same exact thing that I'm going through. So why not put in this song? You feel me? Why not really express how I feel and get it off my chest? Because I already know it's millions of other people that's going to feel me. You feel me? Not even when it pertains to molestation. When it pertains to trauma in general, people gonna feel me. Somebody out there is gonna feel me. It's gonna be the right person that's gonna get their heart touched. So, this is crazy.
That leave you speechless, because it just. Can you spit something for me? Let me put me in the mood. You ain't even gotta spit that song. Just spit something for me. You just gotta.
Okay, I got you.
Cause you real. Like, you always been real. Even as a little boy, you always question stuff. You always. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to be that open, because it's a lot of stuff in my past I wouldn't talk about, just not because I'm embarrassed about it, just because I purposely try to bury that. Like, I want to make it a bad dream or just a memory, and I don't know, you give me courage. Yeah. You 16, but you powerful, baby. And I just want you to know it's so much more for you. Like, you don't even know. You ain't even tapped the surface. But go ahead, give me something.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the struggle. My love goes out to the mothers and fatherless kids. They cookies when they crumble. Got it from the muscle. No x-ray can really dictate why I'm in this predicament. Paralyzed, when you can't move, that's when they really love you. But I keep grinding. In due time, I'm going to be out of this matrix where I'm caught up and I'm stuck in this simulation. We trying to escape it. That's why we turn to the bricks. But we ain't building up a wall cause we been locked in the pen. Time is ticking, move on my pivot and push myself to the limit. Even though they tryna pull, playing tug of war with my spirit. Watch your back cause you gon' realize these niggas is not your niggas. In reality they want you to fall. I know you tripping, waking up inside your mind will unlock the key to your vision. Give yourself some space and you'll understand why they call it shifting. Call it pole dancing, how they been stripping me from my riches. Glitter ain't gold, but pressure builds diamonds, so watch me glisten.
Y'all don't understand. He might not be your speed.
Might not. You feel me?
But what he say is so powerful, and like the way he deliver it. I mean, it's not many teenage boys like you. You know what I'm saying? That's thinking like you, that's actually can see yourself. I feel like you can see yourself being somewhere. You're not letting what's going on currently, you know, our situation financially, whatever, hold you back. Because you already know you big time.
That's real. So let me ask you a question. With this YouTube thing, with this break bread, what is your motive? What is your intention for everybody when doing this YouTube channel?
My intention, seriously, for YouTube, I started this to get me out of depression, like to have fun, to talk to people. But my whole intention is to give back. You know what I'm saying? Like this corona stuff, it got a lot of people shook up. I've been having to survive off bologna sandwiches and beans and rice and big pots of rice and chicken. So this ain't really nothing to me. I've been behind on my bills. You feel me? I've been couldn't pay them. Bridge that. You feel me? Bridge that payment. So it's like right now I'm enjoying, like, yeah, I make a lot of posts on Facebook, you know, about my kids getting on my nerves, but I'm enjoying this time with my kids. My husband is an essential worker. He works at Kroger's. So he's working all these hours to keep the store stocked, but I still get to spend more time with him. You know what I'm saying? I get to spend time with my kids. I get to teach my nephew, you know what I'm saying, that's a whole different situation for a whole different day. So I'm trying not to, I ain't gonna go too far into that, but back to the question at hand, my whole intention is to give back. I want this to make me money. I feel like it's going to make me money in the long run because people getting rich off of YouTube. Let's be honest.
Let's be real. Nah, for real.
Let's be honest. But I'm tired of shooting my videos in a bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I want my own studio. You know what I'm saying? So people don't have to come in my house. Different people bring different energy.
Facts.
You feel me? And people, they sometimes come like they on your side, but they really be using you. Which I'm all for. Sometimes you gotta step on somebody's hand to get ahead, but don't step on my head to get ahead. You feel me?
Exactly.
Some people will use you to get ahead and then forget about you. People who I make videos with, I try to make it a constant keep, you know, talking to them, reaching out to them, seeing how they doing, keeping up with them, because I don't want nobody to ever think I did this just to make a video and then I'm done with you.
Right.
If you come on my platform, I love you. You know, I want to share my platform. Any knowledge I get, I'm trying to share it. What's holding the knowledge for? You feel me?
Exactly.
So,
but I feel like that is one of the most distorted things about our culture, is because when we get knowledge, we don't like to share it.
We hoard it.
We hoard it because we ain't never really grew up having that type of knowledge itself. So when we get that type of jewel or when we get that type of gold or a wisdom that we have to attain, it's like, I don't want to share it with nobody else. You feel me?
Like, I worked too hard to get this. Why should I just tell you? But you know where the struggle came from. You know how hard it is to struggle.
It's hard, bro.
Why not pass that down? And it's sometimes people think like, oh, it's simple. She on there just making YouTubes. I can just make YouTubes.
It's not simple at all.
It's not that simple. You got to put time into this. You got to invest in the right equipment. You got to invest in lighting. You got to make sure your kids ain't yelling and jumping up and down.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Like, you got
saying?
kids. You got a whole family. You feel me?
It's an investment. Like, this is an hour out of my day that I'm taking away from my family.
Right.
That my kids want my attention. So, I just want to share. And I right now, while we in this pandemic, I think everybody needs to start a YouTube. This is a journey.
Really?
In 4 years, we're going to look at this like, dang, in 2020, we was really stuck in the house, couldn't do nothing.
For real.
This is a journal for me. Like, I'm keeping this as my journal. I don't have to write. I'm making videos at least every day or every other day.
So, what's your perspective on this pandemic? How do you feel about the coronavirus situation? Do you feel like it's a way to put us in a new world order of martial law, or do you just feel like it's like what's your perspective on it?
At first, I thought it was a joke. I didn't take it serious.
I didn't take it serious.
But then when these Fortune 500 company executives were stepping down, and these big companies are closing their doors, $1 million companies, I'm like, it's something else going on. I think the coronavirus is really making people sick, but I think it's a cover up for something that's bigger.
Exactly.
We don't know what that is. People say, "Oh, just read a book. Read a book." We're in history. History is being made. You can't read this yet. You feel me? We're not privy to that information because we're not up there on that socioeconomic level to be privy to that information.
You're right.
I mean, that's to me, period. No, that's about all I have to say. Because, I mean, I've been keeping up with it, but that stuff starts to get depressing when you start going down those rabbit holes of what's really going on, you know. All these conspiracies.
And then on top of that, the media's intention in general is to keep us at a low vibrational frequency and to control us and weaponize us as a whole. So it's like on top of that, when you have that, it's like people become blind to what's really going on. And then it's like the media taking it as a joke. We making memes out of it. Coronavirus.
It's getting real. Look, I can't say nothing. You know, I went to the store. I did that little coronavirus there.
It's funny.
It hit 1 million views. So, I mean, I feel like, especially in our culture, black people, we use jokes as a means to escape the reality of the trauma. This is traumatic. You can look back even to slave times, they were still out there singing, you know what I'm saying? And the songs would be funny songs because we have to use jokes to mask how we really feeling.
As a facade.
Yeah. It's all smoke and mirrors. You know, you gotta fake it till you make it. Ain't nothing we can do right now about being in the house, but still, we gotta be in the house. We have to do what they say, so. But yeah.
All right.
I'm still talking about that. Let's shift gears. You got a girlfriend, Norbit? You got a girlfriend, Norbit?
No, I don't got a girlfriend.
You don't got a girlfriend?
I'm just chilling, fucking myself.
Now look, yesterday I had your little cousin on.
Go ahead, express how you feel. What's up?
I had Alvin on here and we talked about sex. So you said you were hypersexual earlier.
Yeah.
Do you use protection?
Yes, I use protection.
100% of the time?
Not 100% of the time. I'm gonna be real. I use protection.
Have you ever been tested for STD or STI?
And I don't have one.
Okay. No, you ain't got to tell me your status. I just want to make sure you know that it's serious.
It is. It's very serious.
To get your status.
And on top of that, a lot of people just think sex is about hunching when really it's really a sacred and spiritual thing. And sex is like, first of all, what a lot of people don't understand is our genitals are connected to our heart chakra. So that's what happens when you get attached. Like, you can get attached based off sex. Even when you just trying to have sex just to have it. Sometimes you're going to end up getting attached because our genitals are connected to our heart chakra, which makes you feel kind of feelings of intimacy and love.
They're soul tied.
Yeah, it's soul tied. Exactly. Like, it's real. So I also try to take that into consideration as well. And I shouldn't just be out here raw dogging females just out here just doing my thug dizzle, because I have to really take sex into consideration because it's a real thing, and people can get pregnant and get an STD, STI, all kinds of things.
Talk to me.
So it's like sex is way deeper than what it's portrayed out to be. It's very sacred and spiritual, most definitely. You have to. That's why I want to have a deep connection with somebody before I just go in and just let's do it. No, like, I want to be fully ready. I want to be fully ready enough to do it.
So at 16, what are you talking about? I thought it was just hunching. You don't.
Nah, I'm a very.
This is a very different.
Yeah, I'm a spiritual person. I'm very spiritual. I'm a big fan of aligning my chakras and, you know,
your chakra time,
elevating my level of frequency.
Boy, if you don't.
You know, that's. You feel me? That's my motive. Like, I'm trying to.
It's men out here 35, 40 years old that still ain't in tune.
Yeah, you gotta be into. That's what I'm saying. You gotta keep your third eye open, man. Third eye wise is what you gotta be, man. For real, for real. But yeah, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm not doing none of that. I'm chilling. Like, I'm just. Now, it's females that want me, of course. I'm not on that. I'm chilling.
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
You done made me happy.
I'm chilling.
This is a totally different, and like I said, I don't fault Ivan for not being more knowledgeable about sex because they took it out of school.
They took it out of school, education system. Yes, they did.
And you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what to go looking for. And a lot of people, you know, a lot of parents, they have to work or whatever, and you know, YouTube and the internet is raising their kids. If you don't make your kids sit down and read a book, or if you don't put these ideas and this knowledge already in your children's head, they're not. Their parents are teaching them.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the blind leading the blind when you expect other teenagers or other kids to raise your kids. Oh goodness, what else you want to talk about, honey? You done made me happy. I done forgot all my stuff. See, I can't pull no wools over his eyes. I'm gonna leave my magic box right here because you already know how to put on the condom, don't you?
Yeah, I already know how to do all that. STDs, you know, all that. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, got a question for you. Is there any advice you can give me when it pertains to like high school and you being a female? When it pertains to getting into sex and stuff, like, how was it for you when the first time?
Oh Lord!
Like, how was it for you?
Let me tell you something. Okay, so my first time I was 17 going on 18. It was like literally a couple of days before my 18th birthday. But my boyfriend was 15. He was a freshman. I was a senior. But I really liked him. He was like the first boy I really, really liked. Or whatever. And we did it and we was really attached at the hip. But because I was so much older, his friends and, you know, people in his life was telling him that, oh, she's going to go to college. If she love you, she shouldn't leave. Blah, blah, blah. I left. I had to. I had to go. I had to get away from Knoxville. I didn't really always know I wanted to go to college, but I knew I didn't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? Right. So once the after school programs I was in was telling me about college and stuff, I went. And I was depressed. Because he really broke up with me. He really broke my heart. So, like you were saying, their soul ties, that stuff is real. A lot of people call it puppy love. But when you think you in love with somebody and you're so young, 17 and 18 is very young to be in love. But if that's the only person who's ever told you was pretty outside of your family, you know, you believe that. You love that person. So I was suicidal. I was very depressed. I lost a whole lot of weight. When I came home, people thought I was on drugs because I had just got so skinny and I was not happy. And I let a man determine my happiness. And I learned after that, after I got over that heartbreak, I was a dog. You know, and I became hypersexual. And I don't advise anybody to do that because
I wouldn't advise it, but
a lot of people think that their power is in their pants, which it is, and you feel powerful when you can pull this certain kind of person, or you can have sex with the baddest girl or the baddest dude. Like that's an ego boost. But you have to think deeper than that. And once I got over that heartbreak and I realized my worth, once somebody told me my worth, oh no, now player, you gotta be my husband. You know what I'm saying, to get these treatments. You can't give every man you having sex with or every woman you having sex with wife treatments or husband treatments. You can't do that. You have to have something left for when you do fall in love for real. Because people give you their representatives. My mama said this all the time. You can date somebody for 6 months and think they're great. That 7th month, they're going to show you who they really are. That's when, you know, domestic violence start. Typically around the 7th month, because that's what people, they get comfortable. They know they no longer have to fake it. They with you. They got you now. And I just, after that heartbreak, another person would never break my heart. Now I'm in love with my husband, but he'll never break my heart. Yeah.
So do you feel like when you got out of that relationship, you lost a part of yourself? Like you lost who you was?
I lost my whole self. I didn't even know who I was. Because my whole identity was rooted in him.
And like
even in high school. It was rooted in him. He was my identity. Like, if you saw him, you saw me, and vice versa. Like, what? Now, the one person who I thought loved me, who was going to be, we said we could be together forever. You know what I'm saying? Who knew forever was only a year? You know?
That completely.
So, have you ever had your heart broken?
Yes. 1 year, 6 month relationship. Name was Ashlyn McManus.
No, you were supposed to say Ashlyn.
Okay, so It's okay. It's okay.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was a mutual thing. It wasn't like she did anything wrong. Like, it was definitely us both trying to find ourselves. And it really hurt. But at the same time, I feel like that was probably one of the most beautiful things that could have ever happened to me, because once I got out of that relationship, of course you have the months and where you feel complete isolation from everything, and you feel depressed and you feel like you just down through there. But really, it's for the greater good. So now it's my time to get back up, stop being sad, do me. And I started to do things that was therapeutic for me, like writing music or drawing or keeping a journal. Like, it hurt. Going through a heartbreak, especially at a young age, hurts. It hurts really bad. And plus, on top of that, I was making Ashlyn my first and only priority. So when you have a relationship, it takes away the other pieces of your pie that you got going on, like your family, God, school. And when you make that, when it get that serious, that's when the relationship becomes your whole pie. And it can be very detrimental, because that's when you can start to lose yourself. And I felt like a little bit after that, I lost myself, but I had to gain myself back. You feel me? But now that I'm not in a relationship, it's like, now I'm scared of commitment right now. Like, I don't even want to be committed right now, because I don't want to have to go through that right now. I was fighting with my mom about it, because I thought she was wrong, but she was like, nah, you shouldn't be in a serious relationship at a young age. I was like, nah, mom, I got it covered, I got it good, everything's straight, you feel me? I just had to learn it for myself. And now, mama right, you feel me? Mama was right, you feel me? So now I know what to do, but also there was lessons in that relationship. Now I know what to do, I know how to maneuver now. I know what things to watch out for. Like, I know everything. But it wasn't like she did anything wrong. No, she just had to find herself. She just had to figure out who she was and explore who she was. And I gotta respect that. I can't get mad at that. Like, I have to respect that. So it's like, now I know I'm single. I'm chilling. I'm doing me. Like, and that's the most beautiful thing.
That is beautiful. About
doing you. And like, that made me have more value within myself, because knowing that you can grow out of a predicament like that was really down through there, it's like, yeah, I'm a beautiful human being because of that. Like, I really put in time and effort. And that's what life in general, like, if you go through something traumatizing, or if you go through detrimental circumstances in your life and you grow out of that, bro, that's a beautiful thing. You strong. You're a strong person. It don't matter what type of trauma you go through. You feel me? If you grew out of something that was negative, bro, you're going to come back stronger. Now you know how to maneuver. And that's what I love about life, because life is going to give you all kinds of ups and downs, all kinds of bumps in the road. You feel me? But at the end of the day, perseverance and consistency and the search to find yourself is key. Like, it don't stop. Life keeps going. Through heartbreaks, through deaths, through... It's sad to say, but life proceeds.
Life still go on.
Even though I got family members that died, you feel me? Life goes on. You feel me? You have to push through that. You have to push forward, because at the end of the day, we all striving for a bigger purpose. We all here for a purpose. We on this earth to create our own perception of reality. But when we're manipulated and modulated in a certain way, our creation becomes someone else's and not ours.
Shut your mouth.
You feel me?
No, like, you don't understand. This baby is 16, but he is a jewel. Like, you have to be protected. We have to protect you at all costs. Your mind is so beautiful. And the way you think and the way you rationalize things is just beyond me, because you're so beyond your years. You know what I'm saying? Honey, we got to get out of here.
We got to.
It's been almost 30 minutes in here, but you are coming back, right?
Most definitely. You'll see me. I'll be back. You already know.
You're coming back. So, thank y'all for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to all my new subscribers. I'm still trying to get to 500. That is my magic number.
Subscribe. For real, please.
Thank you for coming to break bread with me. Let's break bread. Hey, come break bread with me. Let's break bread. We about to eat the food and get big. Come break bread with me. Let's break bread. Hey. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Peace.